Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the first villain that came in the first campaign, Rise of the Red Skull. Which this is Crossbones. So
All right, so stage one of Crossbones
we're
here.
gonna actually start
We're going
with
to
the
start
main
with.
scheme.
Oh, okay, fine. I see how you are.
That's right. Oops.
Okay, so this is attack on Mount Athena. So this has got the setup for us. So with this, of course, if you're playing standard, you're going to grab Crossbones 1 and 2. If you're playing expert, you'll grab 2 and 3. It is the required module is the experimental weapons. And then you grab one of the standard encounter sets, and then you will grab 3 modular encounter sets. And the suggested ones, now here they've got Hydra Patrol listed, but I think in the book, it actually is Hydra Assault, and which is what it's actually supposed to be.
Yeah, they errated it.
Yeah, they errated it. So it's Hydra Assault, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra from the base game?
Legion of Hydras from the base game.
Base game, yeah.
But don't worry, Hydra Patrol will show up in one of the
Yeah.
villains in this box.
Yeah, and then as setup, you'll create an experimental weapons deck. We'll get to that in a second. And set it next to the main scheme. The rules for that are in the book.
Okay. Yeah.
Whoa, wow.
You need to let me do it because you're blurring it. Okay. So stage 1B is 3 threat per player, attack on Mount Athena. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapon deck. Okay. So the experimental weapon deck is its own separate deck, and there are 4 cards to it.
Okay, so the first one here is the laser rifle. So this gives the villain +1 attack. You attach to the villain as a force interrupt. Whenever the villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. And as a hero action, you can spend an energy and a strength resource to discard it.
It provides +1 attack. Second one we got is Energy Shield, experimental weapon attached to the villain. Attached villain gains Retaliate 1. Spend energy mental resource to discard.
Okay, next is the power gauntlet. So it adds +0 attack, but there is something that'll happen here. You attach to the villain, and as force response, after the attached villain attacks and damages you, you discard 1 card from your hand. So it doesn't add damage, but it will force you to discard a card. And as a hero action, you can spend a mental and a strength resource to get rid of it.
Okay. And then the last card of the experimental weapon deck is the Exosuit attached to the villain. Hero action, spend 1 of everything, all 3 resource types to discard, and it provides +1 scheme and +1 attack.
Good.
Okay, then when you're playing standard, of course, you're starting with Crossbones stage 1.
All right, so the Crossbones 1 is schemes for 1. He attacks for 1. He is a Hydra mercenary, and whenever he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing.
And you're dealing with the first experimental weapon face up, so he would start with it.
And he has 12 hit points per player.
Yeah. All right. Then stage 2. So this would be the second one when you are a standard, or the first one when you're an expert. 2 scheme, 2 attack. He has 14 hit points per player, and has an asterisk on the attack. While Crossbone has a weapon attachment, the attack scheme piercing, so that part's the same. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Shuffle the encounter deck.
Okay, and his machine gun is +0 attack. You attach to him and he gets 2 ammo counters per player. And as a force interrupt, whenever he attacks, you'll remove 1 ammo counter from the card, discard the top card of the encounter deck, and take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way.
Okay. And then stage 3, he comes in with 16 hit points per player, 2 scheme, 3 attack. Again, if he has a weapon attachment, he gets the piercing. When revealed, you're going to reveal the top card of the encounter weapon deck. Okay. All right, now the main scheme has 3 stages. So that's stage 1. So stage 2, there's just flavor text.
So the Infinity Stone comes in with 6 threat per player. You'll reveal the top card of the experimental weapon deck whenever it's revealed. It caps out at 6 threat per player. It starts with 1 threat per player, and each round will gain an additional 1 threat per player.
All right. Then stage 3, the getaway, again, flavor text. And stage 3B is the getaway, 5 threat per player threshold. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. Comes in with 1 threat per player per turn, and it starts with 1 threat. So ideally, you you kill Crossbones without going into stage 2 and stage 3. Then you're only got 2 experimental weapons, in your deck. If you're playing, well, 1 or 2 if you're playing expert, because stage 3 of Rhino brings it in. So if you're playing expert and you get to stage 3, then all 4 experimental weapons are in the encounter deck.
Yeah, and if this one's ever completed, the players lose.
And the encounter deck, the experimental weapon deck, when you're playing the campaign, is something that carries over into the different scenarios.
Yes.
All right. And then in his kit.
All right, so the first card we've got here is Crossbones Armor. It's an attachment. You'll attach it to Crossbones. Gives a +1 ski, +1 attack. And as a force interrupt, whenever he would take any amount of damage, you'll place it here. And if there are 5 or more damage here, you'll discard the armor.
Okay. Then we got 2 copies of Hydra Bomber. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 2 hit points. Hydra, when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme.
Next, we've got 2 copies of Full Auto. Whenever this treachery is revealed, if you're an alter ego, it'll get Surge. But if you're in hero, you'll discard X cards from the top of the encounter deck, where X is his Crossbones attack. And you'll take 1 indirect for each boost icon discarded this way.
All right. Then we got 2 copies of Hard as Nails. When revealed, give the villain a tough status card. If you cannot, heal 2 damage from it instead. And as a boost, give the villain a tough status card. If you cannot, heal 3 damage from it instead. Okay.
Then we've got 2 copies of Raid the Armory. So this treachery comes in with Incite 1. So whenever it comes out, you'll add 1 threat to the main scheme. Whenever it's revealed, you'll discard cards from the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal that card. And if they're already out attached, basically you've milled the entire villain deck, treachery deck.
Then we got 2 copies of Crossbones Assault. For a side scheme, comes in with 2 threat per player. When defeated, Crossbones activates against the player who defeated the scheme, and it has an acceleration token.
Okay. And the last one we've got here is Cornered Staff. So this one comes in with 3 threat. When revealed, you'll discard 1 card per player from the top of the encounter deck, and you'll place an additional threat here for each boost icon discarded this way, and it does have a crisis icon on it.
Okay. And then, like Dirk mentioned in the beginning, it's not Hydra Patrol, it's Hydra Assault. So here's Hydra Assault, which is Dirk's favorite Hydra.
Yeah, my favorite Hydra minion here is the Hydra Flame Soldier.
Yeah, so we got 3 copies, 1 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit points. Hydra. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. And as a boost, if this card is resolved during an undefended attack, discard a support you control. And then the one that Dirk doesn't mind.
Yeah, 2 copies of a Hydra Jet Trooper. So this is a Hydra minion with 3 hit points, skis for 0, attacks for 2, and it does have Quick Strike. And if it comes out as a boost, if you're in hero form, the villain attacks you. And after this activation, so he'll attack you, then the villain attacks you without any boosts.
Yeah. And see, Bob's having so much fun with his hang glider.
Oh, yeah.
Then we have Hail Hydra. It's a treachery. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engage with them, and shuffles the encounter deck. Now, with Crossbones, there were a lot of Hydra minions added. The second modular set is one that actually came in the base game, the Legions of Hydra. When revealed, if Madam Hydra is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Madam Hydra and put her into play. Engage with you, then shuffle the encounter deck, place 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy in play, and it comes in with a hazard. And there's 2 copies, and it starts with 3 threat.
All right, next is Madam Hydra. So she's an elite Hydra minion with 6 hit points. She schemes for 2 attacks for 2. She cannot take damage while a copy of the Legions of Hydra side schemes in play. And as a force response, after she schemes or attacks, you'll add 2 additional threat to that side scheme, or to on the Legions of Hydra side scheme.
Yeah, Legion of Hydra specifically. Yeah. All right, then we got 3 copies of Hydra Soldier. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 4 hit points. Hydra Guard. When defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter guard. And a guard means, of course, you can't attack the villain while you're engaged with that minion.
Yep.
All right, then the third modular set. So the Raid the Armory makes you discard cards until you get an attachment, a weapons attachment. So this one is a bunch of weapon attachments. And actually, whenever even though it's an optional encounter set, whenever I play Crossbones, I always include this one because
Yeah,
it's,
we've done it without including it, and it can mill through the villain deck so quickly, especially if you keep that under control.
yeah.
So yeah, we found that it makes it more, it feels more balanced with this in play.
All right, so we got a combat knife attached to the villain. Attached villain gains piercing. Spin a mental and a strength resource to discard, gives them +1 attack.
Right. The Hydra sidearm gives them +1 attack. You'll attach to the villain. When they attack, they get ranged, and you can spend a mental and a strength to get rid of it in hero form.
All right, then we got 2 copies of Weapon Master. When revealed, if you're an alter ego, the villain schemes, and if they have a weapon attached, the card gains surge. And if you're a hero, the villain attacks you, and if they have a weapon attachment, the card gains surge.
Yep. And the last one we've got here is concussion grenade. So when this treachery is revealed, if you're an alter ego, you become confused, and you'll place a main threat on the main scheme. 2 threat if you are already confused, and if you're in hero form, then you're stunned. You'll deal 1 damage to your hero, and you'll deal 2 damage instead if you were already stunned when you got this.
Okay. I'd put Crossbones back out. Yeah, so Crossbones is a fun villain to go up against. He at least with like the default cards, he has a lot of minions, he's got a lot of upgrades, so he's all about building him and his army up and trying to take you down. He's got his machine gun. There's like indirect damage that you can't avoid, so that's kind of interesting. And then of course, when we play where we randomize modules and stuff, you can get some really swingy games that might be easy or games that are really difficult.
Yeah, it's funny when he gets like the Goblin Glider or something.
Yeah, the Goblin Gear one. Or, now, maybe he's got, 1 or 2 of the Elite Thunderbolts helping him or something, that could, because he gets, like I said, we include the Weapon Master, so there's still 2 randoms. So he could end up with like 2 of the Epic Thunderbolts or something.
Yeah, or when he gets the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet's always fun for any villain. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell, and you will get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right. See ya.